Since the early 40s, they have been portrayed as the tough guy who got the bad breaks, fighting for what's right in this crummy little world. They hit the silver screen in force, in sleazy second-floor offices where blinking street lights always illuminated those rock-hard features that made us feel safe. They were someone you could count on to do the right thing, not the easy thing, but the right thing. Life was fast in their company. It was guns and cars and booze and broads. Action spoke louder than words, 'cause might was right. With 1 foot in the gutter and 1 foot in the grave, we loved them. They were private eyes.
I'm up to see you. You're a private eye, huh? That's right. I'd like you to look for somebody.
I'm close up, pal. Come around tomorrow, we talk about it.
When they hit the tube, they got some class and started making money. But all those fancy apartments and fancy clothes never changed one thing. It was still guns and cars and booze and broads and fighting for right, because we like them that way. They were private eyes. There's only one thing wrong with our image of those rough and tough keepers of justice. Life ain't like that. It seems real private eyes don't even call themselves private eyes. They are private investigators, and they don't drive big expensive cars, and they don't have fancy offices. So what's it like to be a real private investigator? We did some private investigating of our own and got the following goods on all of them.
We've got to obey all the laws that the police obey. We've got laws that we can't just go out and commit a crime in order to do surveillance or break the law in order to get evidence of somebody. We're under the same jurisdiction as the police as far as the laws goes. We just can't break the law. However, we probably can get away with a lot more stuff than what the police can because they're afraid of lawsuits.
Well, we cannot violate somebody's privacy, trespass on their property, and break down doors and search their houses and offices like you might see on television. However, we can observe people, surveillance, as long as we're not obvious in what we're doing, and try not to be obvious. And that has gone through the Supreme Court as what a private investigator can do, and it's pretty well documented as to what a private investigator can and cannot do. If I broke down a door like a private investigator does on television, or raced through the streets shooting guns and crashing in, I'd be arrested and thrown in jail.
The work performed by private investigators has been called dirty work because it can involve custody of children, divorce actions, and serving papers. Is it still that way, we asked?
Domestic work, dirty work? No, as long as you're helping somebody. How can you possibly consider that dirty work? It's not my responsibility, meaning I'm not the judge and jury as to who should have the child or who has the right for the divorce or who should have this or that. I am not responsible for that. I present the evidence as fairly as I can. The judge makes a decision. The jury makes a decision. The attorneys use this information and how it's presented. I can only give you facts, and they darn well better be truthful and accurate.
So let's see. They don't live in the fast lane and solve exotic cases. There's not a beautiful woman at the end of each solved caper. The fancy cars, apartments, and offices don't exist. And a lot of the work is tedious and routine. So what gives? Why do it?
Well, I enjoy doing it because I feel I can help people that need the help where they can't get help from the police or district attorney's office or even probably an attorney.
There is a thrilling part to it. It's different from what anybody else does. But I think the most enjoyable thing is having all your plans come out right. When there is a person, for example, someone is stealing from a business coming, or you've set up your scenario so you can catch that person and he actually comes in, you put him on film. There is a thrill to that actually all your planning and everything you've done has come out right.
If if it's your secret dream to be one of those glamorous PIs that adorn our TV and movie screens, maybe you should reconsider. Because as far as we can tell, it's not a life of guns and cars and booze and broads. Ah, shoot. Darn it.